Hello. Are you ready for the final full moon of 2025? We have a full moon in the sign of Gemini on the 15th of December in 23 degrees. Before I get into what all of those things are, please take time to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel, The Rain and Her Showers. I also have a TikTok page with the same name, The Rain and Her Showers at MKM. Thank you in advance. Let us get into the video. So, what is a full moon? A full moon is basically a time where we look at everything that we have done and reflected on, or rather have gone throughout the lunar cycle. It is a time for release and letting go. In ancient times, full moons would usually be a time of harvest from all the growth that has been happening, the seed planting that we've been doing throughout the lunar cycle. But because we are not farmers, most of us in modern day, it's usually a time to see what other things we have harvested or grown in our lives and to really commend ourselves for it. Full moons are usually a time of rest, of relaxing and renewal, and especially with the Mars retrograde that we have happening right now, this is something that we are all called to do. If you would like to have a video about Mars retrograde, I will leave the link down in the description box. It is here on my channel. But coming back to this full moon, because we are all about releasing and letting go, I think it's important to talk about what we need to release and let go of, specifically with this full moon in Gemini. Gemini is firstly a mutable air sign. Mutable means it is adaptable, it is good with change. It does not like to stick to one thing, and it is very good at basically being the jack of all trades and putting many different hats on. It's also an air sign, so it's all about flowing and going with the flow. And this is very important, especially this holiday season that started off with the Mercury retrograde, because another transit that's happening during this full moon is that Mercury retrograde is ending. It stations direct on the same day, but we will still have a post shadow of Mercury retrograde, meaning there will be lingering emotions and feelings and themes of a Mercury retrograde. I also have a video on that on my channel if you are interested. So what do you need to let go of with this Gemini full moon? Well, firstly, you need to let go of outdated ways of thinking, outdated stories and narratives that you've been telling yourself. Gemini is an air sign, so it rules everything mind-orientated. What mental frameworks, what ways of thinking and habits of thinking do you need to release that no longer serve you? What do you need to let go of in 2024? And what do you need to take into 2025? What has been working? What has not been working? This is a really good time to socialize because Gemini is a social sign. Most air signs are. So it's a good time to be curious about communication and exchange ideas and collaboration if that is something that you would like. What transits are happening during this full moon? So what are transits for people who are new to astrology? With every event or astrological event, there are different transits in the sky because we have so many different astral bodies, from Mars to from Mercury to Uranus and Chiron and Ceres and so many other asteroids and bodies that are all in the sky that actually affect us as people more than we realize. And so transits are just how the different planets move and interact with one another. So as I've already stated, Mercury retrograde is coming to an end. We will have more clear ways of thinking. The mental fog will disappear. All the misinformation that we have will also disappear, and we will be able to work with information that is accurate and correct. And now whatever felt confusing or stagnant in our lives will actually have a forward momentum. Next, we have the Mercury in Sagittarius trining with Mars in Leo. A trine is usually a good luck, or rather a good transit. It's usually positive. It's not really challenging compared to a square. And this means it will encourage more direct communication and decisive actions. That was my speaker again. Okay, and then we have Jupiter retrograde in Gemini squaring Saturn in Pisces. So we have a lot of planets in retrograde. Jupiter being in retrograde means that a lot of Jupiter is a planet of luck and expansion. And so a lot of things that have been feeling lucky and expansive might feel like they're slowing down. And now we need to think about how we can create luck for ourselves rather than waiting for it to happen. And also, how can we have more faith? Jupiter is ruled Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is all about faith and religion and spirituality. So how can we create more of those things for ourselves? But because it is a square aspects usually have some tension. Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is a sign all about our dreams and our aspirations, and really more our dream life and our subconscious. But it is happening with Saturn, which is a strict teacher. So that's why it's kind of an opposition. And what you want to look at with this transit is how to balance your bigger dreams with practical steps. How will you make what you want to happen in a practical way? Then we have a harmonious aspect with Mars and Venus. Mars is the planet of action. Venus is the planet of love. If this is harmonious, it means these two are working together, and we will be hearing news or information that will energize us and make us feel excited about our future. We can fix the things and the mistakes we made. We might be feeling more jovial and more celebratory. Venus is all about luxury and having fun. And if it's harmonious with Mars, it means we have the energy to do so. It might not be as loud and as out there as it usually would be in most festive seasons because Mars is still in retrograde. And then I think if you would like to know how this sign, or rather this full moon, affects you specifically for your zodiac sign, I would suggest watching more seasoned astrologers such as Alina Alive. She has a page, or Written in the Stars by Rux. I will leave their pages in my description box so you can check out what you want for your rising sign. What is your rising sign? It is your ascendant. You can find this when you use or rather when you like research your birth chart. For your birth chart, you need your time of birth, your place of birth, the day you were born, the year you were born, and then you put it in the internet, and then it will on the internet, and then it will come out for you and show you rising or ascendant. That is the most accurate thing you want to look for when looking at your horoscopes. Okay, now that we've gone into all of that, and I think I will also make a separate video about how to look up your birth chart, but I do have one on my TikTok page right now if you would like to figure out how to do that. Let's go through some journal prompts. These are journal prompts from Alina Alive. I think as I keep doing my YouTube channel, I will try to come up with my own journal prompts because I am a writer as well. I write poetry. I have a poetry account on my on Instagram, which is Kwezi_13 if you're interested in poetry. But let's go into the journal prompts. So, what stories do you have about yourself that you've been holding on to? Do they still serve you? That's the first one. 2, are there any parts of yourself that you have been hesitant to embrace? How can you show them more love? Okay. 3, is there anything you're ready to let go of during this full moon? Maybe there isn't, maybe there is. Yeah, but those are the journal prompts. I hope everyone has a lovely full moon. I actually look forward to this full moon. I'll be spending it with a friend, and I will be reading her birth chart. I might do a video on that, but keep it quiet because birth charts are quite personal, and I'll just do a voiceover of what I went through without giving you her information, because birth charts are very personal and private, and not everybody wants that to be shared out. Thank you so much for watching this video. With that said, I would like to leave you with my favorite thing to say, I think, about life, which is go out and live your life in love, because there is so much to love and so little to fear. Okay, see you again soon. And thank you. If you've come this far, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Happy full moon. Happy last full moon of the year. We made it.